Okay, next fight I'll be talking about on the title is Anthony Joshua against Michael Sprott. A month ago, people, when they heard about this fight, were like, yeah, that's a good fight for Joshua, you know? And then Joshua went away and blew away, backed off in a round. What do you say about that? Well, it's a good performance. He did what he had to do. Joshua, we know, is a big puncher, but we knew that from the amateur days. Nice enough guy, comes across quite likable. We've seen when his last fight against Baktov, when Baktov tried to hit him back, threw a nice counter shot in there and started smiling, and he was enjoying it. We know the future won't be that easy, and we know that somebody eventually is going to hit him on that chin. And we're yet to know what his stamina's like, and what he's like when somebody starts throwing punches back at him. That's the only time you can start making real judgment calls on whether this guy can go on to be heavyweight champion of the world. Until that point in time, we have to reserve judgment on Anthony Joshua. And I think even himself is realistic in thinking, no, I'm not going to be heavyweight champion or just walking in and throwing punches and knocking a guy out. There may be a time when somebody's going to hit me back and I may be in some trouble myself. So coming back to the Michael Sprott thing, people said, oh, Sprott got sparked in a round by Meehan. So I said, you know what? Rather than me just jump on the bandwagon, let me go back and watch the Meehan fight. What people don't say is that Michael Sprott got to the final of this, I think it was a Super 8 tournament. I think that may be the one with, I think Rogan was in it as well. A lot of the 40s or close to 40 fighters that were in it. And Sprott was in the final. Sprott was also in the final of Prize Fighter. So he does well over the 3-round limit. Okay, so the idea is that Sprott's going to get in the ring, Joshua's going to hit him in the right hand, and he's going to fall over. Well, in the Meehan fight, what people don't tell you is that Sprott had Meehan rocking himself. He came out and gave it a go. And if Sprott can come with the same idea against Joshua, with the same idea, the same game plan, come out swinging punches, it's heavyweight boxing, who knows? I saw an interview of Eddie Hearn recently, and Eddie Hearn said that he'd like to see his fighter get hit on the chin. Now, if that is a ludicrous statement, I was like, yeah, I'd like to see. I've seen him get hit in the chin. I'd like to see him get hit in the chin and fight. Well, I don't think I would like to see him get hit in the chin in a fight, but I wouldn't be putting those intentions out there, because what sort of shot do you want? Do you want to see him get hit on the chin and get knocked out? Do you see him get hit on the chin and come back from it? I mean, because this is heavyweight boxing. The less you get hit on the chin, the better. And what you don't want in the situation is Anthony Joshua fighting against a guy, getting caught clean, with a lucky shot and getting knocked out. You don't want that. So I don't know. I hope and I'm praying that this Anthony Joshua story doesn't end up like David Price, where, you know, there's a lot of people gunning for Anthony Joshua. A lot of people gunning for him. You've heard Tyson Fury talk about him. You've had David Price talk about him. You've had Eddie Chambers talk about him. So everyone's sort of lining up and saying, let's see what this Joshua's all about, you know. So, and Joshua wants to make a name for himself doing what he has to do, you see. But if you're going to start as a promoter saying, oh, you know, next year we'll be fighting this person, we'll be fighting that person, rather than letting the fighter go on about their career in a manner which is they can progress and have their fights quietly. Yes, I know he's the Olympic champion, but allow the guy to develop in the way he needs to develop, rather than have a situation where, you know, you're putting him in fights that he's not ready to have. You need learning fights. You need fights where you can develop your craft, learn to go 10 rounds, you know, learn to fight against a guy who's going to throw punches back at him. Do I think Michael Sprott can do that? Yeah, he's capable of doing that. He's capable of putting his hands up, which he does. Puts his hands up very tight, walks in straight lines. You're not going to get any lateral movement from Sprott. You're not going to have him dancing around the ring. You'll just have him hands up, walk with a tight guard, walking forward. Sprott's punch, the left, he likes to throw the jab from here, and the left hook, and then a sloppy right hand over the top. Those are the shots to look for from Sprott. Look for the jab, the hook, and the right hand. We know that Joshua's best punches are left jab, right hand, straight from down the middle, and it's the best punch against Sprott. And the amount of force, if Meehan could drop, I mean, when he hit Sprott, that was a heck of a shot he hit Sprott with. And Sprott was a brave man. He tried to get up, but he was gone. And Sprott's a nice guy and everything, but unless Joshua gets hit with something stupid, I can see Anthony doing a similar number on the 39-year-old. I can see the 1-2, boom, boom, straight down the middle. As Sprott is coming in with his hands up, straight from the 1-2, bam, straight through. One crack, one through, and Sprott hitting the canvas. Can he deflect the shots? Maybe he can deflect this. If he can deflect a couple of shots, block a couple, move his head and throw a left hook or throw a right hand when Josh is throwing his own and can at least hit one on the chin, we can see what sort of a fighter he is. But again, if Sprott is taking Joshua into the later rounds, there would be question marks being asked of Joshua. Personally, I think Carl Meehan, the guy who beat Sprott, would have been a better opponent for Joshua, simply because, yes, he has lost a few fights. He's 40 years old. He'll come with some ambition and can dig. He's a puncher. So Meehan would, and it'd be an exciting fight. I'd rather see Meehan fight than Sprott fight. But Sprott will try. He'll try and give it a go. But unfortunately, he'll come with a plan. That right hand will land early, and it will be the end of them. I don't see the fight going past 3 rounds, honest to God. No matter how experienced Sprott is, that right hand will cancel everything out. So Joshua within 3 rounds, unless he gets caught with something stupid, which he shouldn't do. But in terms of his development, I would like to see Joshua have some developing fights. We were too quick with David Price to push him in and put him against everybody. And all those people out there now, there's probably the same people watching this video, the same people, some of the same people who were saying David Price is next heavyweight champion of the world. He'll beat Tyson Fury tomorrow. He'll do this. He'll do that. He'll do this. Those same people. We need to pull these people up who say, oh yeah, you know, Price, he should go and fight for the world title now. Those same people before the Tony Thompson fight. Same people are going to probably say, now you're Joshua, world champion, you should do this. They're the same people. These sort of people need to be kind of ignored in boxing, and some common sense needs to be put in and said, you need to learn your trade. Learn your trade. Learn your trade. Learn how to go the distance. Learn how to slip punches. Learn how to, you know, tie a man up if you're getting hurt in a fight. Learn how to spin a man. Learn how to put your punches together in combinations. Learn how to fight against different fighters, guys who can slip your punches. Learn how to counter shots. Learn how to fight and dig in tough fights. The learning game, learning your trade, knocking guys out in the first round and second round, and then I have a whole career doing that. Learn your trade. Learn how to track a man down. Learn how to fight off the back foot. Learn how to move lateral movement, move from side to side, in and out, back and forth. You know, learn how to cover up in the ropes. You're not going to learn that if it's just one movement or moving forward all the time, just going bang, bang all the time, knocking guys over. What happens when a guy starts giving you movement? What happens when a guy starts hitting you back? What happens when a guy starts moving away from your best punch, which is your right hand? What happens when somebody starts taking your jab away from you and starts throwing a jab back at you? How do you respond to those things? We're not going to know that unless he's in meaningful fights. But, you know, meaningful fights doesn't mean sticking him in with the best fighters in Britain. It doesn't mean that. You know, but at the same time, it doesn't mean sticking him with guys who are going to blast over in a round. You know, Baktov was supposed to be tough, and Joshua blew him out of there. But, you know, you've got to have the right balance, and this is where a good matchmaker comes in. And we can talk all we want about, we want to see Joshua fight this person and fight that person, but let's see him do 10 hard rounds. Let's see him, you know, go the distance. Let's see him in a fight with somebody throwing punches back, and then let's talk about him facing Chisora or Fury. 2 guys who have been in the ring, have taken their punches against top class opposition. So those are my thoughts on the fight. Joshua with inside 3 rounds. Yeah, there's not much more I can say. That's it. I'm out.